they can follow. So this is a new topic. It's called the information system project management. Now, in this information system project management, we look at what a project is. When you talk about a project, we look at how you can create a project, the different people that will be working, that you need when you're working on a project. Okay. Now, when you talk about project, there could be any project. There could be a road project. Maybe you are creating a road. You know, a road, a physical road. The people who work on the road, they usually work with a project. They sit down and they come up with a plan as to how long they are going to take when they are creating that project. What kind of resources they need for that project, what kind of, how much money they are going to spend on that project and such things. So anything that you do is a project actually. Anything that requires resources, it requires money, it requires a time frame, that is what we call a project. And so information system project management is a process of planning, monitoring, controlling people, process, and events that occur as software evolves from a preliminary concept to an operational implementation. So what is this? When you talk about information system project management, it's basically how we manage a project. Okay, and of course we've looked at the roles of management. When you talk about management, we are talking about planning, monitoring, controlling, organizing, all those ones. So you're basically looking at the management perspective of from a management perspective, how you can manage an information system project. Of course, I don't know whether you guys are doing the project this semester. You're supposed to do a software. There are some courses which I know, the IT courses. There are IT courses that people do projects. They actually do projects like they do a project. They develop a software for a given organization, and then from there, are you doing that project this semester? Software project? Are you doing it? Gabriela, Laura, are you doing the project this semester? The software project. Gabriela. Okay, yes. All right. So you actually when you do this project, some of the things that you are doing will be guided by what we cover here in the class today. All right. So now, effective software project management focuses on people, products, and processes. So that is, for you to have an effective software project, you need to have people, you need to have products, and also you need to have process. So we need to understand what are people. So people, we can say the software project manager should recruit highly skilled and motivated software developers. So when you are creating or you have a project, you need to have the right people for that job. That is, skilled people who are highly motivated, because you don't want them to fade you. Also, the stakeholders should be involved in all phases of development of the product. So when you talk about stakeholders, these are people that will eventually, maybe they are sponsoring this project, maybe financially, or a stakeholder can be somebody who's being directly affected by this project that you are doing. Yeah, somebody somewhere. It could be a CEO of a company or somebody. So these are These are people that you need to consider for effective software project management. That is people, the people that you are working on. First of all, make sure you have the highly skilled, highly motivated software developers also. You need to involve your stakeholder, the people that maybe they are either financing your project in all the phases of development. Because one thing you need to understand when you talk about project management, it has a set of steps which you'll be looking at later on. So you need to involve your stakeholder in each and every step of the project development. Then another thing is the product. So before a project can be planned, product objectives and scope should be established. Okay, alternative solutions should be considered. Technical and management constraints should be identified. This would help in defining the estimate on the cost of the project. So what usually happens when you're talking about project management, you need to identify the final product. Okay, the final product, how it will be. Okay, whether the objectives that this product is supposed to accomplish once you are done creating the project. Then another thing that you need to consider for effective software project is the process. So software process provides the framework from which a comprehensive plan software development can be established. Of course, you'll be looking at this process later on. We'll be looking at the software process that we follow when you are creating a project. Now, what is a project? When you hear of that word project, a project is a set of related tasks that is coordinated to achieve a specific objective within a given time limit and under a specified budget. So that is what I had explained previously, that every time you talk about a project, is any task that you do to achieve a specific objective within a given time limit. Like, for example, you can have a project, you're going to do a task for like 6 months, and within that 6 months, you're going to have a certain budget for that specific task. That's what you call a project. Like, for example, you can also be given a project to go and study birds in which county, in Western, whichever county, Meru County, go and study birds for the next 3 months. So in those 3 months, that is your time frame, and also your task is to go and study birds, and also you need to have a budget. How much will I be spending every day? How much on lunch? How much on camera? How much on all those things? So you need to. That is what we call a project, a set of related tasks that is coordinated to achieve a specific objectives within a given time frame and under specified budget. Then when you are talking about project, is what we call deliverable. Deliverable. What is a deliverable? It is the end product of a software development life cycle phase. So what is that? You know, when you're developing a software maybe, a software has several phases. And this one, you looked at it, the phases of software development, the SDLC. You remember we looked at the various stages. We have problem definition, we have feasibility study, we have the analysis phase, we have the design phase, we have the coding phase, we have, after the coding, we go to what? The testing phase. After the testing phase, you go to implementation. After the implementation, you have maintenance, all those ones. So at each and every phase, like for example, the problem definition, that is the first stage in the system development life cycle, you must have, like, there's what you want to achieve. There are those certain objectives that you need to achieve. Like you can say in the first phase, I'll develop a documentation showing all the problems that are being encountered by the by the organization. So that is what in that first phase, the deliverable is that specific document you would develop that particular time. Then you can go to the second phase. You say at the end of this second phase is a feasibility study. I will have visited all the or the what? You have the second phase in the software development is what we call the feasibility study. You want to do the legal feasibility, you have to do operational feasibility, the different types of feasibility studies that we have. So at the end of it, you must have a document showing what is the economical feasibility, what other feasibility, operational feasibility, all those feasibility studies, have them documented. That is what we call the deliverable. Then after that one, you go to the next phase, which is step number 3, which is the analysis phase. Okay, of which some books they go to design phase. So in the design phase, just go to the design phase. In the design phase, you need to have your flow charts developed. You need to have your pseudocode written down. You need to have your data flow diagrams designed. You need to have your all those diagrams describing the system that you're going to develop. Once you draw those diagrams, that is what we call the deliverable for that phase. So I hope that you understand what we mean by deliverable. So it's the end product of software development lifecycle phase. It can be a report or working system depending on the software development phase. It can be a report, yes. You can have a document, that is what you're saying, or you can have maybe a working system at the end of which maybe you say in the coding phase. Once you are done with the coding phase, you need to have a working code. Okay, so each and every phase is what you expect to accomplish, and that is what we call the deliverable. Hi. So let's look at importance of information system project management. Importance of information system project management. Why do you need to manage your project? Why is it important for you to manage your project? Number one is to meet customer expectation. Okay, so project management techniques will enable developers to develop a system that satisfies user requirements. So every time you have the project management techniques in place, you are likely to meet your customers' requirements. Of course, because you'll be involving them in some way. Yeah? You'll be involving them in some way. Then number two, another importance or another advantage of having this information system management, information system project management is satisfying the budget constraint. So effective project management will ensure that the system is delivered within the budget. Yeah, so if you do project management, this one will help you not to over budget, to go over budget, above maybe over budget or to under budget, to go over budget or to be under budget. Okay, so project management will help you to satisfy budget constraints, the limitations that we have for our budget. Ukisema this project will cost us 30,000, and then you put the project management in place, you find that you are likely to work within 30,000, 30,000, or even below. Yeah, so that is an important step. Also, another importance of the information system project management is satisfying time constraints. Project management will ensure that the system is delivered within scheduled time. So when you have your project management, when you manage your project well, you are likely to deliver it within the stipulated time. If you have agreed with your customers that I'm going to develop this software within 3 months, you are likely to deploy that working system within those 3 months. Also, another importance of this project management is that equal distribution of tasks and responsibilities to members of the development team. Okay, so once you have the management in place, you are likely to have that. You are likely to have equal distribution of tasks and responsibility to members. Also, project management can also improve the following. So it, like we said, schedule. So for the schedule or schedule, whichever you pronounce it, schedule. Once you have the proper or a project management, you are likely to work within the given time frame. Also, you are likely to, when it comes to cost, you are likely to work within the budget that has been set in place. Also, the scope. You know what there is what we call the scope or the boundary. You are likely to work within your scope without doing an unauthorized work. So when you have project management, you are likely to stay within the scope that you've been assigned without maybe doing things that you're not supposed to do. Another importance of project management is quality. Once you have your project management in place, you are likely to have high quality products being produced, high quality softwares being achieved or being produced. Another one is resources. So once you have your project management in place, you are likely to have the necessary resources that you need at any given time. So I'm just converting these ones and then showing them as in what are some of the benefits of project management when it comes to risks. So when you have project management, risks, let's say for example, risk, you'll be able to identify the risk, and also you'll be able to come up with ways to mitigate those risks. Okay, if there's communication on your project management in place, there will be clear cut communication plans. So these are more reasons. Just in case these ones are not enough, you can still convert these ones to ways of importance of project management. Now, there's somebody here we call project manager. A project manager. A project manager is one who is actually in charge of project management. So a project manager is the individual tasked with planning and executing the project. As noted, there are many ways to manage a project, and depending on the methodology used, a project manager can operate in vastly different ways. So whenever we talk about a project manager, is any person who is involved with planning and executing a project, any project. He will be overseeing a project. That's what he will be in charge of the project. So we have different roles, different management roles. So this one I think I should have interchanged. Just allow me, just give me 1 minute. I need to do something here before we talk about this gentleman. We need to look at some project management roles. Before we talk about the project manager, this is what I wanted us to talk about. Yeah, so let's look at this one. Before we look at the project manager, we have other people involved in a project, okay, in project management, and that's what I want us to look at. So projects aren't just tools and faces. Projects are also made up of people. These people have specified jobs to do. A project works best when those roles are well defined, while there are methods of project management that allow for more fluidity. These are the main roles on a project. So these are some of the people that we have in a project management. In project management, we have one which is called the project sponsor. Project sponsor. This word is very familiar, sponsor. So I believe you will not forget that there is somebody called a sponsor in projects. So who is this sponsor? This is a person accountable for the outcome. They are often the senior managers who has come up with the idea for the project, and their team will get the benefit. For example, we have the sales director who sponsor a project to introduce a new online sales tool. So these are the people who actually come up with the idea. They are the people who identify the idea. They capture the idea, and also at times they finance. When it comes to finance, they are the people who finance. These are just people who just identify an idea. Theirs is for the idea. Okay. For the finance, we have another team that I will be showing you that the finance area. Then also you have this person here. I have already talked about him, but we look at him at a more in-depth way. So this is a person, a project manager is a person responsible for leading the team and organizing the work. So that is this. He will be organizing and leading the team. Then the next one here, we have the supplier. When we talk about the supplier, a minute, I hope it's going to work. Yeah, so who is a supplier? Someone is doing the work. That might be an internal supplier such as development team or an external contractor. The supplier is represented on the project team by their main point of contact, who might be their technical expert, an accountant, manager, or a project manager. So when we talk about a supplier, is anybody who is supplying maybe technical support? This person can be either an internal supplier or an external. Okay, this one could be a accountant and somebody who has a technical, who has some technical know-how. Maybe a programmer who knows some few things that other people don't know in the organization. So he'll come in as a supplier to give us his skills, his skills. Then also we have somebody else here. We have team members. This is a person tasked with completing a part of the project. Team members are skilled professionals who work to contribute to the project of objective. Okay, anybody who is involved in that project, anybody. It could be a programmer. It could be maybe some client. A client is testing something. Somebody is creating documentation. Somebody else is doing consultation. Somebody else is doing research. Somebody else is doing all those people. We call them team members. They are tasked with completing the deliverables and work with the user to figure out what their business needs are and how to meet them. They are tasked with documenting the process as well. So that is what we call a team member. Then also we have somebody else here is called the stakeholder. This is a person or a group who are vested interest, who have vested interest in the project. Yeah, so it might be an internal group of or agency within an organization, or might be the public at large for a public project work. So this one, of course, the project manager usually works to communicate the project to the stakeholder throughout the life cycle of the project and seeks drawback on project deliverables and performance while managing the expectation as well. So this is a person actually who does the finance bit. He's a stakeholder. Yeah. So anybody doing the finance work, they are called the stakeholder. Then also we have somebody else here who's called the client. This is a group or a person for whom the project or a key component of the project is delivered. So is the person whom you deliver that idea to at the end of it. Okay. Somebody will be using that idea is a client, or somebody will purchase the end product of that project. The one will be using, like for example, if you had a project for creating a new car, a Tesla car, okay, at the end of that, you'll be selling that car to somebody. That person is what you're calling a project client. Is a group or a person for whom the project or component of the project is delivered. Now, we've already talked about this project manager. So he has various roles. Project managers, they do have various roles. One is scope management. So when you talk about scope, we say that is defining the work that needs to be done within that project. Watu wasiende nje ya hiyo kazi. You don't want to find people, you don't want people to go that direction, then you are finding them going to the other direction. So he defines the work that needs to be completed. Then another one is task management, planning tasks, and what time is it? Okay, task management, planning tasks, and defining their variables. Another one is resource management. So this one we can say using people, capital, materials, and all other resources effectively. So you make sure that people, any resource that you're using, resources includes people and capital, materials, and other resources are used effectively or effectively. Then you also make sure that he's a team leader. He assembles and leads a team. Schedule management. He makes sure that all the activities are done within the stipulated duration. Another one is quality management, establishing a quality policy for the project deliverable. So you make sure that your project has met the level of quality that is required for that project. Then also cost management. He estimates the cost and creates a budget. Okay, yeah, so it's part of that. Then stakeholder management. So satisfying stakeholders' expectation and communicating with them throughout the project life cycle. So he keeps on communicating with the stakeholders throughout that project life cycle. In each and every stage, he must involve them to show them the deliverable. Then another one is a risk management. He identifies, monitors, and minimizes project risks. Of course, this risk management is a whole topic which is pretty wide. Then also status reporting, monitoring and tracking progress and performance by generating reports and other documentation. So that is his work. Those are some of his roles. All these are scope management, task management, resource management, team management, schedule management, quality management, cost management, stakeholder management, risk management, status reporting. Those are some of. So what is status monitoring? Monitoring and tracking progress and performance by generating reports and other documentation. So that is his work. Now there's something else here we call as a project management software. A project management software. Every time you hear of a software, what is a software? It's a set of instructions that help you to perform a task. So a set of instructions, of course. So when you talk about project management software, is a platform that helps managers to plan, monitor, and report on projects. Okay. So every time we talk about a project management software, is that software you buy? You can. There are several types of software that you can actually buy, and these softwares will help you to manage your team. They will help you to see how far the project has gone. They will show you. They will even help you to automate the process of generating things like the budget. They will help you to automate some tasks like creating work breakdown structure, time frame for your project. They help you to do that. Watch the video below to see the project management software. So this is just there was a video, but we don't have it currently, showing how we work with the project management. So what is the benefit? What are the benefits? What are the benefits of this, of having a project management software? I think I'll just give you this one, and we call it a class. Let me see. You already time imeenda sana. And so that we continue from there here. So tutaendelea different types of projects. So we're just going to look at these benefits of the project management software, and then we call it a class. One of the benefits for having this project management software is effortless project planning. So when you have that software installed, you know, a software has got, these softwares have got what we call the artificial intelligence. They can actually help you in doing prediction like a human being. They can also tell you some of the limitations, some of the challenges. They can project those limitations, things like cost, the schedule that you're going to take to finish that project. So they help you to plan your project effortlessly. Another one is that balance resource management. So the importance of resource planning should not be underestimated. and it encourages healthier standards of work. So when every time you have this software, it will help you to balance resources. It will help you to not to overwork some people. It will help you to know this person is not idle, is not just idle and such. Also, another one is improve team collaboration. So if you have like a project, a very big project, like let's say you are developing a software like Windows what? Windows tuseme kuna Windows 19 inatokea, of which currently I think we are in Windows 10. I don't know whether you have Windows 11. That software will take a lot of, they usually take a lot of time. They require a lot of many software developers. So for those software developers to work together, they need a team collaboration software so that they can be able to collaborate together. You find that if you are to see those developers together, they may not fit in one room. There are so many. So you find some are in Japan, some are in America, some are in Europe. So when you have this project management software, it will help you to collaborate your team, the team that you have working on that project. Then another one is that real-time project budget management. So this one we can say project management software helps control the budget, okay, the initial statement of work to final delivery. So this one will show you how the budget is working, and that is so. Also another advantage of this software, this project management software, it will also improve communication. It will help you improve your internal and external communication. So that is, you'll be able to communicate internally with the team and externally with the stakeholders, people who are following up your project. Also, when you have the project management software in place, there will be enhanced customer satisfaction. This one, we can say another frequently cited benefit of project management software is enhanced customer satisfaction. When you get a project done promptly and under budget, the clients walk away with a smile on their face, and satisfied customer is one you will see again. So when you have this software included in your, or when you have this software helping you in managing your project, you are likely to have customers who are happier because you are likely to work within your budget. You are likely to work within your time frames. You are likely to have a better project. Okay, so those are the benefits of having software, a software that will help you in project management. Of course, we have different types of software management, which you can actually buy. Let me see. We have project management. Just a minute. Project management software. They are here. They are here. They are all these ones. Some of the top best project management software overview. So we have all these. Let me show you these ones. They do all this: communication, file sharing, reporting, schedules, task listing. So we have this one is called Mr. Task. There's another one called Basecamp. So these ones are some of the software that you can buy. Teamwork Project, yeah, Proof Hub. So those are just but examples of different softwares that you can buy when you're doing the project management. You can purchase. Yeah, so from there, I think we've come to the end. From next week, we'll look at different types of project management. And also we'll be looking at what we call the project management process. The project management process, the 5 phases that are there in project development lifecycle. Of course, it's pretty wide. It's pretty wide. We'll look at it. And then also we'll be looking at the different, we call them the tools that we use in project management. There are different tools that we use in the project management, things like work breakdown structure. They are called project management tools, Gantt chart, project calendars, Kanban boards. Hizo tutaangalia from next week. That's how. Is there any question? Gabriela Raure.
No questions.
You don't have any questions. So what I will do, I'll just forward you some of what you've covered so that the other students can follow. Also, they can access this this video and download it for review. So with that, have a nice day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a nice day too.